Welcome. My name is Brian Matambo and I'm a cadre. In this video, I want to discuss 3 elements that will ensure that Zambia has violence-free elections on 12th August 2021. The panacea to political violence in Zambia. Many people do not know or have forgotten the incidences that birthed political violence in Zambia. The Matambo formula, introduced and peddled by UPND's Axon Sejani in 2005, was the beginning of political violence in Zambia. Now, I'm not trying to play the blame game here because that's not my forte, but I'm just trying to share an important piece of perspective. The Matambo formula involves, and I quote, the disregard of the law and the taking of the law in their own hands. The formula also promotes anarchy in the name of correcting and preventing rigging. It also encourages cadres to resort to violent methods every time they suspect electoral malpractice and unfair campaign methods. It also encourages officials to disregard the authority of the police or the Electoral Commission of Zambia officials who they deem to be part of the rigging infrastructure. End of quote. This is the Matambo formula. From 2005, we have seen incidences of political violence in almost all the major political parties in Zambia. This problem is not beyond us. Violence-free politics, tribal-free politics, and nepotism-free politics is possible. So the question is, how can we build, sustain, and advance a violence-free political space in Zambia? Number 1, we need to embrace politics of positivity. What are politics of positivity? My argument is that you cannot build a country on negativity. If you are in government or you are in the opposition, how is negativity going to add value to the lives of the people? We need to discard politics where the focus is always on what's not working or what has failed. There is room for pointing out of the wrongs and the failures, but it should not be a political party's manifesto in totality. You cannot motivate success by always talking about failure. Let's have political space where we preach hope, faith, and love. Those in power must embrace their successes and build on those successes. They must show the 500 health posts that have been built in just 3 years. The reduced infant mortality rate that the PF government has recorded because of the improvements in healthcare. The positive impact of the National Health Insurance Scheme. The positive impact of more university teaching hospitals, Livingstone, Ndola, Lusaka. The value of new specialized hospitals. The increased number of healthcare workers such as doctors, nurses, and clinical officers, where Ministry of Health has employed close to 27,000 in the last 3 years, as well as general improvement in healthcare delivery. Now, I'm not saying that there are no gaps and challenges in the health sector, such as poor distribution of medicines, negative attitudes from some healthcare workers, and corruption in the health sector among civil servants charged with the healthcare system in the nation. These things also need to be improved. However, Zambia as regards health is not where it was 10 years ago. The improvement is clear, and the party in power needs to build on the positive so that what hasn't been done can be the next assignment. Those in opposition should be talking about exceeding the performance of their competition, instead of practicing what I call politics of witchcraft, where you go around talking ill about your competition and insulting people. Wouldn't it be refreshing to have an opposition that is mature and that focuses on exceeding the performance of their competition? Anyway, number 2, we need to redefine cadreism. What or who is a cadre? Here's a fitting definition I found online. A cadre is a group of committed, active, and experienced intellectuals who share political beliefs and participate in the revolutionary movements they see the most promise in. A cadre here is not defined as a criminal. A cadre here is not defined as a hooligan. Here, a cadre is not defined as a fanatic. A cadre is not defined as a violent person. There's nothing violent about being a cadre. There's nothing low class about being a cadre. There's nothing dirty or criminal about being a cadre. I am a cadre. I'm not violent. And I'm not a criminal. And I'm most definitely not a hooligan. I am a cadre because I hold dear the values and philosophies of the party that I support, building Zambia together and leaving no one behind. There's no shame in being a cadre. A cadre is a proud supporter of his party. Redefining cadreism can unlock opportunities for us to achieve peaceful elections. What I have found to be unfortunate is how even the media has contributed to stereotyping us cadres as violent and a public nuisance, which is unfortunate because they could not be further from the truth. Do not confuse those criminals who hide behind political regalia as cadres. Do not confuse the hooligans who change their political regalia depending on who they are patronizing as cadres. Once we redefine cadreism, we need to know how to mentor our cadres in the values of political mobilization, networking, and promoting peace and unity in the rank and file of the respective political parties. We need to teach the values of the party so that we strengthen the party at every level. I can be a professional and be a cadre. There's no shame in that. I can be a bus conductor and be a cadre. There's nothing wrong with that. You can be a PhD holder, a professor, a wealthy businessman and be a cadre, and that would be a wonderful thing. A cadre is an ambassador of the party. A cadre is the custodian of the peace and the growth of the party. In short, every member of a political party is a cadre. So, who are cadres? Cadres are our opportunity to have violence-free elections on 12th August 2021. How is that even possible? Well, when we stop stereotyping cadres as corrupt and violent people and begin to understand that they are political ambassadors into the community, we can then begin to maximize this potential and build on this responsible understanding, and the harvest will be the most peaceful election Zambia has ever held. Number 3, remember our national values as a Christian nation. Zambia is a country of values. Now, of course, when we say Zambia is a Christian nation, we are not saying that Zambia is a country of angels. The value in being a Christian nation is that we have values. The fundamental values being faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. Zambia is a Christian nation because it is a haven of peace. This is the peace we desire to preserve. Zambia is a Christian nation because we espouse unity. And so, our motto, One Zambia, One Nation, is not empty. It is supported by our Christian values. Our founding fathers knew the power and the value of unity. Zambia is a Christian nation because we know that even though we differ, we should be quick to forgive each other. We should not resort to the kind of life where we keep grudges to the extent that we disrespect and dishonor each other in public. Forgiveness is a biblical requirement for all of us. I forgive you. Please, forgive me. We are going to have peaceful elections when the clergy preach peace in churches, on the media, at funerals, at weddings, and everywhere they speak. We will have peaceful elections, free of violence, when we remember that our calling is from God and not from politicians. when we fear God and His word, when we let God's love into our hearts, when we do not allow anyone to sow seeds of violence in our hearts. Violent, free elections are possible if we embrace and engage in politics of positivity. We redefine cadres and we remember our Christian values as a Christian nation. That's it from me. My name is Brian and I'm a cadre, and thank you for watching.